So, good morning, everyone. Last class we discussed about menus, menu schemes, different functions of menus. So, this in a third module they covered almost all related to the menu. Okay, but whereas in a fourth module we will focus on Windows characteristics. This fourth module is focused more into the attributes of the window. Okay, so let us before beginning to the fourth module, so let us discuss what could be the user interface design process. The first one is know your user declines, understand the business function, understand the principles of good screen design, develop system menus and navigation scheme, select the proper kinds of window, select the proper device based controls. Okay, before you going to design the user interface, the selection of Windows and a device-based controls matters. Before selecting those 2 points, we need to understand what is the business function is all about and what is the principles of good screen design. Okay, so when you focus on good screen design, so first one is user friendliness. User friendliness is the principles, and second one is it should be easily understandable. There should not be any extra things on the screen. When you look at the so for example, if we take a Zoom or WebEx kind of interactive user interface, okay, there it is mentioned. Okay, so mute audio, video, and participants, everything is clearly visible. So that is a the better user interface design. This is a good example for you better user interface design. So principles you need to understand. Okay, and also you need to focus on menus and what type of menu should be there. For example, if you are dealing with a interactive app like Zoom and WebEx, first menu you should focus on is call, dial, okay, mute audio, video, participant list, okay, and the video, audio, so, and the sharing a screen. All these things comes under the menu. It need not be like this. See in the PDF there is a menus like this. So need not be like this. The menus is also refers because in the third module we understand many different types of menus. Okay, so this we need to focus. The second point here is we need to with respect to the user interface design, uh, writing a clear text and message. For example, when you want to exit from the screen, it should be a display, or you want to exit, that should be clear. When instead of exist, you should not say that I am so do you want to leave this, or any ambiguity statement. Exit and leave as a two different meaning. Okay, always in Zoom also, so we can leave the meeting or we can end the meeting post. So okay, that clear message should be there. There should not be any ambiguities. Next, provide effective feedback and guidance and assistance. When the user is dealing with the interface, you should provide a better guidance. Whenever our the user is tracked, you should immediately pop up the related message. For example, a user is trying to print and he selected a wrong printer. Okay, so you should not just simply put it in a blank screen. You should display the printer is not available, please select the existing printer, something like that. That message should be interactive. That's what they're telling here. The guidance or assistance is required in each and every step. For each and every action there should be, suppose there should not be any blind, there should be immediate solution. Next, provide effective internationalization and accessibilities. Okay, this is very very important. Okay, so all these things we have to focus. Okay, so we have to understand the principles. That is the first thing. And second thing, we have to look at the different kinds of control that is there, and also the text or the message whichever we are sending on screen against every action should be clear. Okay, and next it should be effective internationalization and accessibility. For example, whatever the user interface we design, it should be internationalization standard. Means, for example, if other countries or other users are using, it should be effective. That's what it means. Next, create meaningful graphics, icon, and images. We have to create meaningful, the graphics. There should not be any ambiguity in creating icons. It's better if you use existing icons similar. For example, printer all across the India, sorry, international. Okay, the printer icon is the same component, graphical component used, worldwide. So just because it's a Indian software, we can't change the printer icon. Okay, that is one of the example for better user interface design. We should, whatever is a meaningful symbol is there, that should be used. And next, choose the proper colors. So you should use the proper colors in this. Next, organize and lay out windows and pages. So we need to organize the windows and the pages and whatever the subcomponent we define, it should be organized very well. And we have and test and register. We have to keep on test the user interface for consistency and for the 100% confirmation with respect to the functionalities. Next, come to the Windows characteristics. So what are the Windows characteristics? First one is title. For example, you go to the any window, even so if we call for example any dialog message or any window is appear, the first thing is there should be a title of the window. Even in the PDF you can see there is a Acrobat Reader DC kind of title of this particular file. Next, come to the height and width. It refers to the size of the window. Next, state, whether it's an active state or non-active state, that has to be mentioned. The fourth one is visibility. Visibility is the portion that can be seen. So that is called as a visibility. For just because when we access in the desktop or laptop, the Windows screen is appear. When we access through the Android device like mobile, tab and all, so the visibility is very we should be visible. There should not be any compromise with respect to the visibility with respect to the laptop or any Android device. Okay, that consistency you have to manage. That is the technicality here. Okay, just because you are using a mobile, you can't compromise with the dialogues and all, and you can't keep on move the screen cursor and all those things. Okay, as it should automatically fetch the size of the mobile or the size of the laptop. Based on that, it has to customize its visibilities. Next, location. Location is it's relative to display boundary. So whatever the display boundary is there, that we have to, that has to be mentioned. For example, sometimes the window is appearing in the right top, second time left top, not like that. Bottom left, bottom right, not like that. It should be, the location should be consistent across the characteristics. This refers to the Windows characteristics. First one is title, height and width, state, visibility, location. Okay. So next come to the presentation. So Windows, how you are going to present a Windows. It's a problem. So some network issues. Okay. So presentation matters. There should not be any tired overlapping, cascading of the presentation. That is not at all accepted. Next, come to the management capabilities. Methods for manipulation of windows on screen. It's highlight the part that is selected. Next, function application dedicated for this window. That has to be everything. So okay, not only with respect to the title of the window, height, width, state, visibility, location, but also we need to focus on the presentation, management capabilities, and highlights, functions of the window. All these things as matters a lot. Next, come to the components of window. What are the components of window? The first one is Okay, the frame. So look at in any window, there will be a frame, means that's a border. Usually it's in the rectangle shape. It can be resizable by using the control point. So for example, any any screen or any window that can be again resized, okay, using the control points. Okay, so the frame is one of the components of the window. Second, come to the title bar. Title bar refers to the caption. Caption means the name of the title bar and title area, top edge. This refers to the title bar. Next, third point, title bar icon. What is the title bar icon? Right hand window sizing buttons are there. Left hand shortcuts to specific commands. So right hand side, the window sizing buttons. Okay, for example, so look at this PDF. There is a right hand side the window sizing buttons. For example, maximize, minimize, see. So we can maximize it, minimize it, and we can reduce the size of the window. So based on the border, if you click at the border, it can be adjust based on the requirement. That's what it means. Next, left hand is shortcuts to specific command. So left hand there will be some sort of shortcut for a specific command. This refers to the components of the window. Frame, title bar icon. Next, menu bar. What is a menu bar? This menu bar refers to the properties or functions of the particular window. So if it is any website, it is a respect to the home button, home menu will be there. On home, after the home menu, there will be functions or program menu will be there. Similarly, if it is a MS Word, menu is file, edit, view, and window or format or something like that. All this menu will be there. It is horizontal at the top of the window. It's horizontal in nature, provides basic and common application command, and pull down menu under each command, pull down menu. And next, status bar. Next, current state of what is being viewed in window. Status bar, it refers to the what is the status, what we are viewing, that will be there. And next, there will be a scroll bar, that is one of the components of the window. And there is a split box, that is also one of the component of the window. And so what is this scroll bar refers to? It refers to, there are two varieties of scroll bar you come across: horizontal scroll and vertical scroll. Horizontal refers to the movement of the slide, and vertical is the vertical movements of the particular screen. Next, so vertical scrolling refers right hand, horizontal scrolling refers bottom end. Okay. So next, come to the split box. What is a split box? A window that can be divided into two or more separate viewing areas called pans. Okay. So you might have heard in Java control pan and different types of pans. Okay. That refers to the panel pan. Okay. So that split bar is also one of the components of the windows. Next, come to the toolbar. Toolbar will help you to quick accessing of any items as a window dependent. Next, command area in some specific situation, usually at the bottom of window, just below the horizontal scroll bar, there will be a command area. And also, so these are all the Windows proper components. Okay, toolbar, it refers to the command bar. Command area will be there. That is for that usually at the bottom of the window. So next, size grip. Size grips here in the pictorially we have represented size grip. So how so the size of the particular window components can be resized, or it can be take left or right. Next, work area where the user perform the task. Next, come to the Windows presentation style. What is Windows presentation style? Special relationship to other window. So tiled one. For example, when there are the multiple windows are there, okay, so that overlapping should not be there. It should be clear, one after the other. It should become. It should not be tile and all those things. Okay, this come to the Windows presentation style. With respect to the components, we have understood the frame and title bar icon, menu bar, status bar, scroll bar, split box, toolbar, command area, size grip, work area. These are all the components of the window. And with respect to the presentation, there are two presentation, one is tiled and other one is overlapping, but every presentation should be one after other. There should not be any ambiguities in design. This is what the meaning. Next, what is the meaning of tiled window? This is the oldest type of window. It opens, open window are always visible in one pane, eliminate the possibility of them being lost. So there will be only one panel it will be using, and there will be any kind of loss that it may be disappear or something like that. That will not be happen in tiled window, and eliminate the possibility of information being hidden. So any information is hidden, that will be eliminated by this type of window. So there will not be any hidden information. So it's very clear. Less complex than overlapping. It is a less complex. Okay. So when the overlapping is happen, so with the understandability may it increase the complexity. So but when it comes to the overlapping, so there is a issues. Okay. So that is the reason the tiled window is a less complex than overlapping. Next, easier to develop. This tiled window is very easy to develop. Next, see here the tile horizontally, tile vertically, cascade, okay, and here it is a sequence pattern. One after the other, they have put it here. So this is called a tile window. Means one after the other, and vertically, horizontally, cascade. These are all the tile window style. Okay. Next, what are the drawback of this window is limited number of windows can be displayed. Limited number of windows can be displayed. We can't display more windows. Suppose if there is any like trading kind of thing, so it is displaying of every shares or any status of every purchase may that type of application it may not be suit. So next, as the number of displayed windows increase, each window can get very tiny. So because number of windows are increased, so every window can be small. Tiny means it's small in size. Next, that because it has to occupy multiple windows, so windows looks obviously become a smaller. Okay, that's what the second point meaning. Next, the change in size is unpredictable. So whatever the size it is there, okay, it is unpredictable. You can't have any control. Usually more complex. It is a more complex, less user control. So user will be having very less control on this. Next, overlapping window. What is the meaning of overlapping window? It's see here. Look at this example. Many windows are being overlapped on top of the desktop. Okay, or the window screen. On top of that, there is a three different overlapping window. So windows are placed on top of one after the other, like a papers on the desk. Next, it's commonly used style of view. We can choose the location and we can maintain the larger size, or maintain the consistent size and position, better user performance. Okay, these are all the characteristics of the overlapping windows. So better user performance will be there. It is a consistent size and position can be maintained. A larger size we can feel, because when we focus on one particular screen, only that screen will be visible, so that we can enjoy the larger screen. Next, come to the what is the drawback of this is windows themselves can be lost behind other windows. Yeah, this is a drawback, because when you open the screen on the desktop, so it can be lost behind others. So we don't know which is there in the backside, in the background of that particular visible window. That is one of the drawback. So whichever is visible, only that will depend. Until unless we close or minimize the existing window, we can't enjoy the background window. That is the drawback with respect to the overlapping window. Next, come to the cascading window. It is a special type of overlapping window. Cascading windows is a special type. It is again the overlapping window only, but it is a special type. It's designed for fulfilling the specific requirement. Automatically arranged in a regular progression. No window is ever completely hidden. Okay, because the drawback of overlapping is maybe the background window may looks hidden, but when it's come to the cascading, okay, the header or title portion of the window will appear on the screen. There is no chances of hiding. See, look at here. So this is the best example. Windows are, you can see the windows. So there is a whichever window we want, we can just select on the top of that window. So there will be not hidden. But when it is a overlapping comes, maybe if we see the first screen, maybe the background screen, everything may be hidden. So that is a drawback with respect to the overlapping window. So cascading window is solved that particular feature. How to pick one style? How to pick one style? Use tiled window for single task activities and data that needs to be seen simultaneously for inexperienced user. Okay, if you are a performing or developing a user interface for single task activities, you can go for tiled window. Okay, and if the user is inexperienced, if you feel, suppose you are developing a software for some client who is inexperienced, okay, for them you can go for the tiled window. So here the challenge is, out of these three windows, which type of window to select. The second one is use overlapping window for switching between the tasks. When you want to switch between the multiple tasks, you go for the overlapping window. For experienced user, also you go for a overlapping window. Next, types of window. What are the types of window? Primary window or parent window. Okay, so this we are going to understand the type of window. So one is primary window. Okay, second one is secondary window, and under this there is a dependent secondary window and independent secondary window, and model window, modeless window. Okay, so these are all the different types of windows: modeless, model, independent secondary, dependent secondary, secondary, and primary. Okay, so this we need to focus. What is the primary window meaning? For example, there is for every project there will be a main page. Under the main page, many sub page will open. You might have seen, once you log in, you will go to the home page, and if you click on file or any other sub menu, the windows will appear. But the primary window remains same. Home page remains same. It will not affect. Okay, so that is called a primary window. The first window that appears on the screen when activity starts is called a primary window. Next, application window or a main window is a this is called a primary window. Should have independent function. The primary window has an independent function. It used for presenting information that is continually updated. Okay, so that is a parent window, okay, which manage everything. Next, secondary window. It's a dependent secondary window and independent secondary window. Okay, so what is the meaning of dependent secondary window? So it can only be displayed from command on the interface and its primary window. Its secondary windows are closed when primary windows are closed, and hidden when their primary windows is hidden. Okay, so what happens when you close the secondary window? The dependent secondary window remains hidden in the background. It will not close automatically. But if it is an independent secondary window, so it can be opened independently of primary window, means from the primary window. Example, properties of the desktop. For example, if you click right click here, so it can see the many options. Okay, this is called secondary window. And secondary window can be two types. One is model and modeless. Okay, secondary windows is typically smaller than primary window. It is a smaller than the primary window. Obviously, what is model window and what is modeless window? Model window is, most secondary windows will be model. They will not permit interaction with another window until the current dialog is complete. For example, so you might have seen, you download the any file, okay, and try to open the file, okay. So when you click on a save button, unless you save that button, unless you finish save completely, you can't go back to the download folder, because it is keep on pinging on the browser. Just that browser, you can't go back unless you save the particular file, then only it will allow. That is called model window. Means they will not permit interaction with another window until the current dialog is completed. Next, model dialog boxes typically require critical information. So this is critical information. That's what it's saying. Next, modeless window, it refers a dialog box permits the user to engage parallel dialog boxes. Whatever the parallel actions, parallel dialogues are there, that can be managed with modeless window. Okay. So next, multiple secondary windows needed to complete a task may be presented in two forms. One is cascading and unfolding. Cascading means the one of the other, you already see the windows, and unfolding means it expands to reveal additional option. Okay. So this is what the with respect to the the secondary window cascading and unfolding. So next, come to the dialog boxes to present brief message. Command button usually include OK and cancel. Takes short time to complete. Next, come to the property sheets. Most common way to present an object's complete set of properties in a secondary window. So tabbed property page. Each set of properties is presented within the window as a separate page. Command button like OK, cancel, apply. So if you look at the any window, okay, so you might have seen OK, click, cancel, okay, or yes or no. This type of options are comes. That is a property sheets of the dialog box. Okay, so this is the one of the example property inspectors. This is all about the with respect to the windows types and the properties. So with this we can conclude the today class. Any doubts? Suraj, Rishika, Revati, Apurva, any doubts? Any have attended?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So today we discussed, what we discussed with respect to the user interface design, and we discussed the Windows, the different components of the Windows, characteristics of the Windows that we discussed today, and we also discussed Windows presentation style, and also we discussed the different types of window and how to pick one style types of windows. Okay, so these are all the discussion for today class. Okay, we'll meet in the next class and we will discuss with respect to the Windows organization. So that will be your next class tomorrow. So thank you then. Thank you one and all.